or wrist on top. Palms or wrist on top. I like to spread my fingers wide. And then I want you to sit down, and then the chest is flat like the floor and the butt is above the heel. Keeping your arm long, I want you to exhale as you press down, lift the chin, then the chest, and then the hips come forward. And then the butt goes back first, the chest falls down second, and then the face falls down third. The reason why you don't want to hold your grip is now let's grip it with your full hand and then see how that makes you feel. It doesn't feel the same, right? The primary muscle are your lats. You're using your lats to come up. Your tricep is the secondary muscle, and your core is the third. There's 3 muscles. This is really good to start with if you want to do upper body first. And then that way you can get so much more warming up the arms, the abs, the legs, everything. This is a lat push down. Sydney wanted to do one where you hold the top, pull up, and then the second exercise, hold the side, pull in. The third exercise, underhand grip. But do you think that would be pretty boring? Like 6 minutes in the same position, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
I don't know if I would mind.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know, because like by the time you get here, it's a completely different muscle group.
Yeah.
I don't know, I love upper body.
It's just we're stronger, so it's like some people's hips start to bug them, some people's back starts to bug them. So
Wait, what's this one called again?
lat push down.
Lat push
Yeah,
down.
because it's your lats working,
Okay.
and then you're pushing down.
Okay.
That's an underhand bicep curl. So what I tell people to do is when you pull forward, I like to have my fingers on the bar, and then what I'm doing is I'm flexing, I'm squeezing, I'm contracting to pull forward, only using my fingers when I need it, and then you feel it so much more. If you notice people are getting tired or bored, what I would do is keep your underhand grip, move your knees back, and do a bird dog, single arm bird dog. You have to move your knees back first so that it's underneath your hip. Then pull forward, lift up your right leg, and then you do that. So this is what I told Sydney. I said, if you're gonna do this routine, I would rather do like single arm in a bird dog, and then that way it's like a little bit less boring. Let me see what leg you lifted up, because you can move this out a little bit more to here, and then scoot it back. There. There, doesn't that feel better now?
I like this one.
In the single arm, you can do underhand grip, over grip, side grip, and it just makes it a little bit more different, more fun. I'm not gonna say don't do it, because I told Sydney the same thing. I said, just teach it, and then pay attention to how people receive it. Because most people get bored. They're like, why am I still kneeling like this? Those are the things that you can do with the bars at the back. I'm gonna get the Pilates balls, and then we're gonna sit at the back platform facing the back. We're gonna be using the little brown cables underneath, and we're gonna do serve the platter. So pick up your brown cables, feet planted on the floor, and then bring both your arms up to your shoulders for serve the platter, and then bring it up and forward. Good. Now lower the elbow, then lower the palm. Do you think that this is too light?
Yes.
Now what can you do to make it heavier without touching the springs?
Step forward or scoot forward.
You could. What else?
Choke up on the
Single.
single.
So keep both arms like this, like you're holding the plate, and then bring one up. And then what do you feel more of? A little bit of obliques, a little bit more core.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Now what you could do to make it harder is scoot all the way forward, put this ball underneath, lay back, bring your legs up to tabletop. And now you're in a tailbone position while doing the serve the platter. And you could still do single arm if you wanted to. Now what you could do in this position is when you serve the platter where both your arms teaser, legs go up, turn to the letter V.
The legs go up as you serve the platter?
Yeah, so there, yep.
Okay.
So it goes up. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the ways to make it harder. And the ball, I just love it. We all worked with the ball. It just helps you engage more of your core, and it protects your lower back. Because if she wasn't engaging her core, she would just go over the ball.
Yeah.
Teaser is a very difficult exercise for people. Now let me give you 2 white springs, and you can throw the ball to the floor, and then just keep your foot down, and then do double arm serve the platter. And then what does that feel? Does that feel better?
I could see how, like, for people who don't work out, this could be, like, fatiguing.
Yeah.
And you can probably see there's going to be more than just this exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in over time of doing like 3 different exercises, if you stay on 2, your arm's going to be shot.
Yeah.
But I get it though, right? It's like a catch-22. You're like, I don't know what to do. So that's why you have to give modifications and intensifications after you get everybody going. Because you're going to see people and you're like, oh, that looks too easy for them. Okay, if you want it harder, 1 arm at a time. But you have to keep 1 arm down. The cue that I give is if you think about serve the platter, you're holding a platter of food and you're going forward and up and then down and in. So I say fingers go forward and then the hands go up to the shoulders and then the elbows go down before the palms go down. Now what we're going to do is a shoulder press. The shoulder press is going to be on the outside of the cables, otherwise they're going to rub, but that's not true for everybody because some people's arms are different. You'll see that with Kara, it's different than your arms. It's rubbing, so hers would probably be better on the inside. Now go up. Now, when we do a shoulder press, people most likely use their hands, press against the handlebars to go up. So do that 1 time with your hands and see how it feels for your shoulders and arms. The next time that you do that, don't use your hands. Lift from your shoulder, then lengthen your arm, and then when you can't move, then push through your palms, and that is how you feel it way more. Now, for those of you that have shoulder issues, let's bring our hands in front of us and put the palms like this, look up slightly, and then press up to your forehead, and then down into your chin, because it's on 2. So people tend to have shoulder issues in the back and the side. So by moving the hands forward, it focuses on more of the front shoulder or front deltoid. So for you, you would never teach this because your shoulder bugs you. And then some people also don't like teaching it because it rubs against your arm. Turn around and face me and kneel on the carriage. And then we can do a chest expansion and bicep curl. So once you pick up the cables, bring your arms to your side and then you start pressing back. On 1 white spring, this is more than enough. And if it's not heavy enough, single arm. Now, if you do single arm, you're going to notice that you have to really try not to sway your hips.
Yeah.
So that way you get more oblique and more core. The next time that you do single arm, whatever hand it is, look over that shoulder. Does that help you?
Yeah, and it squeezes more in the back.
Exactly. I do rotation. Rotation is just really nice. It helps you keep the trunk and everything much more stable. Then you can change this into a bicep curl by bringing the arms in front of you and doing a bicep curl. That targets a lot of the bicep. If you wanted to work a different part of your bicep, hammer bicep curl, holding it like a joystick and pulling it up. And then that changes that too. If you wanted to, you can have palms down, knuckles up, and do a reverse bicep curl with the palms down and pulling up with the knuckles. That is more forearm and a little bit different of your bicep. So there's tons of different things you can do. If someone had knee issues, then they couldn't do this.
Could you even say, like, if you want more, just get off, take a step back?
Yeah, so we'll do the floor stuff next. So now that you're on the floor, scoot back as far as you want to. And then I always have a little baby bend in the knee to protect the joints and then bicep curl. Now, how could we make this harder? We can go into a squat and do it. How we can make it harder, up on your toes and off your heels and do it. And then that'll work on your ankle mobility, ankle stability. What you can also do is a row by holding the palms facing each other and row. If that is not hard enough, single arm. Try looking over the shoulder as you pull back, comparing it to when you don't look over the shoulder. And again, I really think that it helps more when you rotate the shoulder. Let's talk about hand rotation. If your palms are down, try to rotate inwards as you row, and then palms down as you go up, palms in as you come in. By just turning the wrist, you also activate different muscles. Now, what could you do for upper body and legs? You can hold the row and then squat pulse up and down. Or instead of squatting up and down, you can hold and go up to your right toe, then your left toe, down to the right heel, whatever you can think of. The reason why I don't teach this is I want to ask both of you. When you pay to take a Pilates class, do you want to be doing something that you can do at the gym?
No.
That's why I don't teach that. Because some people do complain like, I don't want to be doing this. I could be doing this at the gym. I want to do something on the machine. And,
Okay.
But not everybody's like that. So pick and choose. It's not wrong, but that's just what people have told me, and I agree, and I don't teach that. Curtsy lunge. We're going to pick up your brown cables and then stand up. And once you stand up, let's do the curtsy first. So what we're going to do is lift up your right leg, turn it over to this side, and then start to dip your toe down all the way to the left, and then up, slow as you can. I prefer, if you were to teach this, a curtsy is a lot better than if you did not do a curtsy. And we'll get to that reason why later. So it's like reaching to the left down to the water to test if it's hot or cold. Use the brown cable only when you need it. Do you like this one?
Yes.
I like this
Why?
one a lot.
Booty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
I
booty
also
is burning.
Like this a lot for my balance.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate because it's making me engage my core.
Yes. As we go down, arms go down, and then bicep curl up, and knee goes up. And you can even kick. And then go down.
Curtsy lunge.
Yeah. And what you can do at the bottom is you can row, then the arms go down, and then come up with the bicep curl. So it's like this, and then down, arms down, hold, row, lower, then come up with the bicep curl. And that makes it a little fun. However, is one spring enough?
Honestly, yeah.
I think it's enough, but try it. Just one.
I think
You don't want it? You don't have to.
I would just fatigue if I was doing this for 2 minutes. I would fatigue really quickly.
Some girls are like,
Oh,
it's not
especially
heavy.
if
It's
you're
different.
doing arms.
Yeah, it's just
Then
different.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Now let's do it without curtsy. One of you at a time. We'll come behind her. Left foot behind you, and we're not doing the curtsy. You're just keeping the legs squared. Now sit down and back, and we watch. It's like a single leg step up. You see what happens there?
Yeah,
The knees track in, the hips come out, right? Now if I came by and fixed her and I was like this, she'd lose too much balance, and it's not worth it, because once I go away, she's just gonna do it wrong again. And that's why I don't teach the non-curtsy. It's just too much, because like even my hip, I can't control it. Once I fix your hips, you're feeling like you're gonna fall over.
Oh.
See how the knee comes in, the hip comes
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
So it's kind of like, don't let this hip come out. And it's just like too much. And then once you go away and fix someone, it's like 12 people that you gotta fix. It's just too much. And the only way I would have known that is if I taught it and I did it myself. So that's how you know.